Welcome to the 2023 NFL season. Starts tonight. I'm so excited. It's my first video on this YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing these videos every week, the predictions. I don't know what else I'm going to do for now, but I'm probably going to look for ideas in the comments or in my head. But let's get right into it, guys. I mean, everyone's excited for week one. I'm excited. I'm going to keep a little record here. I'm not going to make a pick'em league or a pool this season because I feel like there's not enough people subscribed to even make like a league of 5 people. So yeah, but let's hop right into it. I believe tonight, sorry for the transparency on the Chiefs logo. I believe the Chiefs are going to win this game tonight. Thursday Night Football, 8:20 p.m. or 8:15, I'm not sure, but tune in, guys. It's going to be a huge audience for sure. Electric environment. People are absolutely excited. Tailgates are probably going on as I'm recording this video. But I do believe that the Chiefs are going to take this one. It's going to be a high-powered offensive game with some decently big defensive plays. But I think it's going to be a very offensive-based game. I think the Lions will hang around, but the Chiefs will ultimately get it done. Moving on here, we got the Panthers and the Falcons. Now, a lot of people I see have the Falcons picked. I disagree. I think that the Panthers are going to win this game, although I am back and forth with a lot of these divisional games. But truly, I believe that the Panthers, two QBs right now. We've got Desmond Ridder on the Falcons and then Bryce Young on the Panthers. But two young QBs, I just feel like one is way more talented than the other, that being Bryce Young, and it's not a game of QBs. It's just a genuine thing where the Panthers, they got Miles Sanders. Now, Falcons got Bijan Robinson. They got better as well. But I just feel like it's an upset. I would call this game an upset because the Panthers got much better than the Falcons did in the offseason, the Falcons got better than the Panthers, and I think it's going to be a defensive game, and the Panthers have upside on defense. Next, we have another upset here. But, guys, you should know week one is always like this. Week one is always with upsets and just wacky scores, and the teams play not how they're used to playing. For example, like the Bills could have 40 dropped on them, even though they're a good defensive team. Not saying it's going to happen. But things like that, that's just a prime example. And I think the Browns are going to run away with this one. 20-21 score. No field goals for the Browns. But Deshaun has to get back in form. He's better prepared this season. David Njoku's healthy. Myles Garrett, that defensive line. Everybody's prepared. Might I add, I feel like Amari Cooper, or we got Donovan Peoples-Jones, any of the receivers from the Browns, really, and the Browns O-line's obviously elite. They're just so, I think they've had time to finally, build chemistry with Deshaun, and they will upset the Bengals, I believe. Next, we've got the Jaguars versus the Colts. This is a divisional game again, but I just feel like this is not one of those divisional games that it's going to be close at all. I think that the Jaguars, they show the Colts the door, the exit in their own home stadium. Not even a defensive game. It's just genuinely Colts have zero offense, especially with no Jonathan Taylor. I mean, yeah, they've got Anthony Richardson, which will do a little bit of the running. But he's going to struggle with passing, and that's all that they can look for right now. And I don't know if the Colts have reliable options at running back to keep the run game going as of right now. So I'll take the Jags here in a pretty big blowout, I would say. It's double the score. So moving on, a closer game than some might expect, but I've got the Vikings beating the Buccaneers by 1 point, 28-27. Well, the Vikings lost a lot on their D-line, and I think the Bucs are going to really look to run the ball this game a lot. They've got a lot of, improvements in the run game this season. I think Rachaad White, he's a flex type of running back. He'll make a couple catches, make a couple grabs. He'll run the ball efficiently. And if he needs the workload to be dumped on someone, Chase Edmonds can take it. Chase Edmonds is a reliable person to do that. Now, in terms of the passing game, elite. As long as Baker Mayfield's good, they will. I'm telling you, the Bucs will win this game if Baker Mayfield performs. But I don't think he's going to perform in Week 1. I don't think he's ready. I just don't think he's ready. I mean, he came out banging with the Rams in that one game, which really made me. For me, the score is either going to be 28-27 Bucs, 28-27 Vikings, but I'm going to lean towards Vikings. That's what my gut is telling me. Vikings also got so much better. Let's not forget about that. They got not so much better, but they got Brian Flores now. I think they'll be able to stop this Bucs team who is trying to figure themselves out. As long as that Vikings D-line can be better than that Bucs O-line, which I believe as well, they'll take the game. Then which I actually had the Saints winning before, but I've changed my mind. I think the Titans are going to win this game. A very high-powered offensive game. I think Derrick Henry's going to get going. I think DeAndre Hopkins is going to get going. And I think we're going to see Ryan Tannehill return, not as good, but to his form. If you guys remember 2 or 3 seasons ago when he was in top 10 QB form, I think he'll return to top 15 QB form, especially with good options here to toss to. But I'm not 100% sure. You really never know. But I just feel like this game is going to be all around Titans ball. I think the Titans will be blowing out the Saints, but then the Saints will try and make a comeback and it just won't work. But yeah, moving on here. Another upset. I would consider the last game an upset as well, but another upset here. Have the Steelers winning against the 49ers. Now, I'm pretty sure last season the 49ers lost Week 1 as well. That doesn't mean that I have no indication. That has no indication of why I'm picking them here. This is going to be a very, very defensive game. Steelers got better on defense. Steelers got better on offense. Steelers got so good. This AFC North division is the best division in football. No questions asked. I mean, not arguments, but, people can debate about that. But I truly believe that AFC North it is. And I think the Steelers can contend for the division. They've got to win games against big teams, and this is what they'll be doing in this game. Now, the offense won't really get going, but, again, figuring themselves out. So are the 49ers. But defensively, both teams are absolutely lights out. Who will perform better? Nick Bosa, TJ Watt? I really don't know. But it doesn't matter because I just think the Steelers will have that big play in them to get the win. Next, we got the Cardinals versus the Commanders. Now, Joshua Dobbs is starting. I don't know. I think he's not the best, obviously. He's probably the worst starting QB in the league. But I've seen good things come out of him. I've seen him make plays last season, seasons before that. I've seen him do it. So I think he's capable. I think that's how the Cardinals will get this many points. Now, I'm not saying it's a lot, but against a team like the Commanders with a good defense, it's good. Now, I would consider this a massive upset. The Commanders are not necessarily the best, but I would still consider this an insanely big upset. Now, you might see that 19 and be like, why? I think Joshua Dobbs is going to get sacked in the end zone for a safety. And then that would, if you take that point away, it would be 20-17 for the Cardinals. But yeah, this is going to be a game of defense. And yes, the Commanders have a better defense than the Cardinals. But truly, I believe as much as Week 1 just doesn't make sense. And the Commanders look better on paper. They match up better than the Cardinals. But that Cardinals run game is what's going to do it. The Cardinals run game, I don't think it's the best, but I think James Conner will beat through the Commanders. They're not going to have any options to stop him. Joshua Dobbs, when he needs to, he'll make those plays to Hollywood Brown, to, what's that other guy's name? I can't remember. It's something with an I, though. Anyways, and they also got Zach Ertz back, right? So, guys, they're not looking too bad. Let's see, Oh, they're still going to be the worst team in the league, almost. But next, this is my lock of the week here. We've got the, We've got the Texans and the Ravens, okay? Okay, so Texans, they obviously got a bit better. They got C.J. Stroud now. They got Dameon Pierce back from that little injury. They got players. They one more. I can't remember. I'm blanking right now, but they got a good O-line, kind of, a little bit. But I don't think it's going to be able to stop the Ravens D-line, the Ravens defense in general. The Ravens passing unit is much better, and the running unit finally healthy. As long as the Ravens stay healthy, they're like a super team. Like they can, and right now that's exactly what they are to me. They're a team that, despite the Texans, I don't care if they're facing the Texans. I don't care if they're facing the Packers. I don't care if they're facing the Vikings. I think the score would be the same. I think the Ravens are genuinely that team. Like they're that team. They stay healthy, Super Bowl bound for sure. Packers versus Bears. Yeah, I know I'm a Packers fan, but let's be honest here. Week 1, Packers, there's a curse with them, but I think it's over, especially against the Bears here. No Aaron Rodgers. Hopefully he takes that Week 1 losing curse away. Yeah, the Bears got better and extremely overhyped in my opinion. And the Packers, and I know I'm a Packers fan, but if you're a fan of your team, you know your team. Truly, they're being disrespected by a lot of people, disrespected to the max, but a lot of people are starting to actually notice that, hey, maybe we shouldn't be disrespecting the Packers so much because they're actually kind of heated. They're getting heated up. Like, we're gonna heat up is what I'm trying to say. Like, this is no team to mess around with. Our defense pretty balanced on all sides, not the best, but not the worst, and definitely top 12. That offense, very young guys, but if these guys can click, kind of like Christian Watson did halfway through the season, we could be all right. Luckily, our schedule is a little bit easier in the beginning. Not really fully, but a little bit. And, yeah, I think this is one of those games that we just steal. Very big offensive game as well. Next, we got the Raiders versus the Broncos. And I know I was back and forth on this game, but overall, I'm going to take the Broncos. I feel like they got Devontae locked up on defense. That D-line going to stop Josh Jacobs and whatnot from getting any running opportunities. So those linebackers, you know what I'm saying? Broncos are prepared on the front seven, I think, to take down Josh Jacobs. I just read a notification. Christian Watson did not practice for a second straight day due to a hamstring injury. So we actually let's go back to this actually. We may be without Christian Watson for this game. And if that's the case, we still got that run game to rely on. I still think we'll win. Back to this game. Javonte Williams is healthy. Russell Wilson hopefully will be better this season. Sean Payton's coaching. I see a very, very bright Broncos future. Next, Eagles versus Patriots was initially my lock of the week, but I really took a deep dive on the Ravens, and I've been deep diving on every team, and yeah, I just feel like Eagles are still good, but not good enough to be my lock. Things can happen. Bill Belichick just broke up with his girlfriend or vice versa. I don't know what happened, but if anyone thinks that's going to have an effect on this game, you're not, you got to think about football, not about that stuff. You got to put that aside when you go to work. That's what Bill's going to do. But it won't be enough. The Eagles just got better in the offseason. If not, I feel like they definitely improved with DeAndre Swift there. And, I see I'm blanking again. There's just players I remember. And maybe I should make notes when I make these videos. But, yeah, I don't know. Guys, do I really need to explain that one? Next, we're almost at the end here. Dolphins versus Chargers. This is going to be another high-powered offensive game. No Jalen Ramsey. But we got Derwin James, right? On the Chargers. He'll lock up Tua. He'll lock up Tyreek, Jalen Waddle. But there's two of them, Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. So how is one person going to lock up two people? Yeah. Don't know. Well, if you play safety, he could play safety, deep safety. But, no, I just think he's not quick enough. Tyreek's that guy. But the Chargers, run game. See, now the Dolphins, a little bit injured in the run game already. The season hasn't even started. Dolphins probably got one of the worst run games in football. And you need the run game, and the Chargers absolutely got that. Next, the only game that I'm predicting that has no field goals, not that it matters, but I think the Seahawks are going to win this one. A very defensive game here. But the Seahawks just overall are better. They're a young team, one of the best young teams in the league, while the Rams are aging, and Cooper Kupp is literally not playing. So, Aaron Donald's going to make his usual big-ass plays, but he's going to make big plays, and, yeah, that's all I got to say on that end. But Seahawks will, I wouldn't say comfortably, but win this one. And I think this is the Sunday night game. Now I got the Cowboys versus the Giants. Yeah, Cowboys winning by 1 point here. It's a divisional game. Anything can happen, of course. Week 1, but as well. But no, I think it's Cowboys. There's no questions in my mind. Because I feel like, look, they've got no Zeke, so they got Tony Pollard taking most of the load, but they got like Deuce Vaughn now. CeeDee Lamb's going to be great. I just feel like this is a much more like organized Cowboys team. Defense is still rock solid, one of the best in the league. Will definitely stop the Giants on all sides of the floor. All sides of the field. Both sides of the trenches, safeties, cornerbacks. Like, they've got those guys. They've got the guys to like make bigger plays than the Giants receivers and running backs. Saquon in that case, but Saquon will probably be the star and the X factor of this game. If the Giants want to win, he needs to be good. And last game of the week, we got the Bills versus the Jets. Rodgers taking that week 1 losing curse with him. I don't need that. So, yeah. Quick explanation why I believe this will happen. I feel like Bills, they need to get over the hump eventually. And what's the worst way to not get over the hump is losing in week 1 on prime time to a divisional opponent. Like, yeah, the Jets look good on paper, but they're still trying to figure their team out. Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall are going to split carries, of course. They got a lot of receivers on that team. Rodgers got to find his guys early. But I just don't think it'll be enough against one of the best defenses in the league. Plain and simple. I do believe the Jets' offense is better than the Bills. But the Jets' defense will struggle because, yeah, they got Sauce Gardner, cool, but Josh Allen knows how to find his guys. They're going to have a lot of depth in the receiving and tight end core. So that's how they're going to win this game. But I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you have any suggestions, let me know, please. But for now, that's all I got to say. And enjoy week 1 of the NFL season. Hopefully your team does good.